What's going on, everybody? This is Captain Obvious. You guys are the 11 crew, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Alright guys, what I have for you today, I'm super proud of. It is 100% fully automatic. It'll shut itself off once it's done filling up your chest, and it gives you wonderful potions. And yeah, I mean, obviously you have to set it up, and then it's 100% automatic. A lot of people get hung up on that word when you say automatic. They're like, but you got to set it up. Well, I mean, you got to build it, and then you even have a way to turn it off completely. Now, why would we want to do that? I found that when you go into, especially on Bedrock, I don't know if it works on if it's like this in any other version, but on Bedrock, when you load up an area after not being there for a while, for some reason, you have, what are these called again? Oh goodness, what is it called? You have observers that just randomly go off, and I don't know why. And what that does is it'll cycle through the system, and it'll kind of screw with everything. So rather than have that, I just went ahead and I created a little off switch. So how does this work? We're going to be building another one over here so that way it evens it out. Okay, so this is the on-off switch. We'll get into that in a minute. But once you build it, okay, all of your items are put in here. They're all dispensed. You have your 3 different droppers. You can also add more if you needed to. I can show you guys how to add more ingredients if you needed to. But once everything is all said and done, so this is in here. When this is on, it's it's just easier for me to do it as I'm actually going along rather than walking you through it. This looks overwhelming, and I promise you it's not. I promise you it's not. Let's just get into it, and then I'll kind of explain it for you. But you notice over here, you'll see that there's this many. Let me turn the system on. Make sure this block is up. See how none of these are on. Once the system fills up, these blocks will retract, so the signal can't go. And this is just on a clock. Okay, that's going to be the next tutorial, which is going to be a semi-automatic one, which I absolutely love as well. But we'll do that another day. Okay, so this is what you're going to need. You're going to need some comparators. You're going to need some repeaters. You're going to need some hoppers. I don't have totals for each because you're going to, it depends on how many units. What I would suggest you doing is, as you're watching, just kind of keep note. Write the ingredients down and then maybe put a little dash mark next to it, how many you need. Droppers, I'm going to be doing 3 for that one. 1 lamp. Some building blocks, I'm going to be using quartz and red concrete. Some redstone dust. This is for the clock. You're going to need 1 block of redstone. So no matter how many of the units you build, you're only going to need 1 block of redstone and 1 observer. Okay, so no matter how many you build, that's it. You're going to need some stairs. You're going to need some brewing stands, some item frames, some slabs, some levers, some torches, and some chests. Okay, and as you can see, this is 1, 2, 3 on. So this is 4. This is the 4th one. The ground is actually right here, and then it goes 3 underground. Okay, so it is 3 below the ground. I just wanted to keep everything out here for you so you can see it. Okay, so what you want to do is set up your area. So we're going to start out with a little 3x3 area like that. Okay, you're going to come around it like so. Boom, boom, boom. You could put those on that side right there. Okay, then what you want to do is get yourself a double chest, and that's going to go get tucked away in here. So 1 and then 2. Okay, what I like to do so you can't see underneath it, obviously you're probably going to be building into a ground and not on airspace, but I just like to cover it up like so. Okay, bring another block out. Okay, so that way you can put down your comparator. We don't need that right now. And come over here like this with the comparator. Okay. Then next to the comparator on this side right here, you're going to put a lever. Oops. And I'll explain that in a second. And turn it on. Make sure it's on. Okay, then put your redstone dust. Why do we have a lever there? We want to make sure that this block is fully powered, right? So there's it's 15 strength into that comparator. So this comparator is not going to take a signal, or it's taking the signal, but it's not going to give a signal unless it's even or greater than. So obviously this is the highest amount. So it's not going to pull a signal out of this chest until it is completely filled up. Okay, and we'll go into what it does after that. So then you're going to put a block there in front of it. Okay, with a torch. And don't worry about this being here, because what happens is, excuse me, this right here is always going to keep this thing powered, which is exactly what you want. And then once this gets filled up, the signal will come out and it'll turn this off. So this redstone does not interfere with this torch at all, and this torch has no bearing on this redstone dust at all because it's always powered anyway. Okay? Next, you're going to put a block on top, a block on top with some redstone dust, and then go diagonal up from that. And then you're going to put a sticky piston. Okay? So we were just looking down at it this way. Now come back inside this way, kind of towards the chest. And on this side, you're going to put a block. On this side, you're going to put a block. And on this side, you're going to put a block. Okay? Very important. Put a block on top of that, like so. Oh, whoops, sorry. Block on top, not next to it, on top of this. So right where that hand is, there, or right where the piston itself is, right there. Okay? So that's how it should look. You don't want to see the piston. Cool. Now come right out of this block right here. So again, you're facing inside. See where the chest is right here? You're just going to turn slightly to the left. You're going to put a block there, a dropper there. Just give yourself some space. Put a dropper on top. Okay? And then you're going to put a dropper here. So your dropper should look just like that. Okay, you're going to put a repeater here. Full delay. Okay, just like that. And you're going to put a piece of redstone dust right there. So what happens? Okay, when there's nothing in it, this is always put up, right? This is always activated. So once we bring our signal in, the signal is going to come from here. It's going to power this. It's going to just flick it for a second, which in turn is going to power this and power this. Since this is no delay, it's a redstone, this one will get activated first. So this is going to be your first item, right? So this is where your nether wart would go. This bottom one, since it's on the bottom and it's going to shoot down first, is going to be your second one. And this is going to be your third ingredient. Okay, we'll talk about adding other ingredients afterwards. Perfect. So now what you're going to do is on top of this chest, not the first spot, the second spot, you're going to put one there. Whoops, hold on. I feel like it's supposed to be two. Yeah, and then one behind it. Right. And then one behind it like that. Okay. The one on the back is where we're going to put our brewing stand. Okay. On the side of the brewing stand, we're going to go 1, 2. On this side of the brewing stand, we're going to go 1, 2. Now we can bring our other chests into the mix. And that's going to be for your, what is this right here? This stuff. I forget what it's called right now. Let's just go inside. Yeah, your blaze powder. Okay, you're going to go 1, 2, like that. And then same thing on this side. You're going to go 1, 2, just like that. Perfect. Let's just run this up even really quick. I like to do 2. Okay. Now we can come in the front really quick. We're just going to use this next to us as a template. And we're just going to go full block there, upside down stairs so you can still access the torch. Oh, this is completely optional. This is in case there's literally bare minimum of water inside here. So you're just going to put a comparator coming out of the brewing stand. Okay, this is optional. You do not have to do this at all. You can save your comparator and your redstone lamp if you don't want it. That's like bare minimum. It should always be on once you have water bottles in there. But if there's no water bottles in there, which means there's none in here, this will turn off like this. Okay, so it's just a little indicator. You're going to put stairs, regular stairs here, upside down stairs on top of that. And then what you're going to go ahead and do is just get yourself a colorful block. I like to use a similar color to the potion. So that's light blue. That's kind of like light blue and purple, pink and pink. And then even though that's not green, it's a potion of Turtle Master, which is the green shell. So do whatever you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and put red here. Okay, and then just for decoration, put your regular stairs there. Okay, now we're going to come up here, go across like so, and then I just put this here. I have no idea why. I just like doing it like that. You can put whatever you want there. Okay, cool. And then what you can do, since you're in the front, is you're going to put an item frame there, item frame on top, and an item frame there. This left one is for the potions, and that's the reason we have the stairs there, so you can still access it. This right one is for the blaze powder, and this top one would be for the potion itself. And then I just went ahead and named it in an anvil, so I can have it, so you can see what it is at a quick glance. Okay, cool. So now that we got that done, okay, what we're gonna do is on top of the brewing stand, you're gonna go 1, you're gonna go 2, whoops, and you're gonna go 3. Okay, just like that. And then what I did here was I put stairs on top of the chests, so that way when you look in, you kind of see something there. And then on the side of it, you don't have to do any of this. I just like to carry the color over, so we're going to put red there and red there. Okay, and then you can also have red in the middle, although I don't think I did that on these. No, I didn't. Let's just fill that in really quick. Okay, and then on this side, the same thing. We're just going to put one behind. And why did I do all of that? So that way when you look in, you don't see the hole. You see that it's surrounded by blocks, right? And it carries the color over, so it's just for consistency in design. That's all. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. So right here, where we have this single piece of redstone dust, we're going to come down with it. Okay, we're going to put a, here we go, repeater. Just leave it like that. Go block, block, and block. Oops. And then break out the middle one. And again, that's so we can put the dust here. So once this activates, it's going to activate this. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come down underneath here. And we're going to come across like that. Just the 2 blocks. Okay, again, we're just going to carry the signal down. So this right here activates this repeater, which powers that block, which powers that dust. That dust can be pulled from this block using a repeater. We're going to put redstone dust there. And now we are going to lock this bottom one. Why would we want to lock the bottom one? We want to lock the bottom one so nothing comes out of it. Okay, so none of the bottles that we put in come out of it. If we didn't have this here and we put the bottles in, everything would just fall through. This whole chest would just be filled up with water bottles and there'd be no potions. Okay, so that's very, very important to do. So that's it. That's the unit. You were done. Now, if you wanted to add more, right? If you wanted to add more stuff here, all you would do is you put a block. Oops. You would change this to upside down stairs like that. Okay, and you would put a repeater there. You would then, whoops, make sure you set it to full 4. You would then put a dropper here. You'd run redstone dust there. Again, you would put this one upside down like that. You would take a signal out of that. Whoops. You'd put it on 4. And then this is where your next dropper would go. You'd probably have to break that for a second. And put it like that. And then go ahead and put that, whoops. Go ahead and put that hopper back. Okay, so that's if you wanted to get 5 in there. I don't, so I'm going to get rid of this, but that is exactly how you would do it if you wanted to do that. Okay, so let's put that back. Okay, 3 always works for me. Oops, there we go. Okay, so now what you're going to do is back here, you kind of have this these 2 diagonal. What you want to do is make this an, you want to make this an L shape. Okay, and keep in mind, since this block is going to be powered, you cannot, absolutely cannot have dust on this block. It always has to be a repeater. And the repeater has to be facing the right way. Because this is where we're going to be, I'm going to build this with you. So we're just going to get rid of this really quick. We're gonna get rid of this really quick. I'll just keep the dimensions here so you can see it. Whoops, I think I just screwed that up. Yeah, I think I did. Let's make sure. No, nothing's in. Yeah, I did. I screwed it up. And the reason I screwed it up is because I double powered it when it wasn't finished. Yeah. See how this one is up? And same thing with this one. Okay, so now what you want to... So this is where the output, the signal output from the... oh, goodness, what is that called? Actually, no, let's do it in the middle. Yeah, let's do it in the middle. Which means we're going to have to reverse this one and make it go that way. So this would be the middle right here. Okay, so this is where I want my clock to be. Okay, before we do the clock, what we want to do is finish this off by putting a repeater there, going into that block. Like I said, this block is what controls everything. Okay? And then let's take this and this, and I'll walk you through all of this, don't worry. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put a block here. So this is where we build our clock. Once you have everything in a line, okay, these are all of them connected. So this is the unit, okay, and what I like to do is use 2 blocks to separate it. The white represents the unit, the red represents the space in between. Okay, and then you would go ahead and this would be your next unit right here. So that's the space you have in between each of them. Actually, I'll just keep that there so you can see. Once you have all your unit, and you can even wrap it around, it doesn't matter, because this is where the signals are going to be coming from. You can totally bring it this way, okay? Just build everything here just in reverse and go that way. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to find the spot where you want the signal to come into. I'm going to put a block here. I'm going to put a repeater. Okay. I'm going to put a gap there. We're not going to touch anything like that for now. Actually, get rid of that repeater for now. Sorry. We're going to put dust there. We're going to take our observer and put it right like that. Do not put the repeater there yet. Okay. This is where our signal is going to come from. So then what we're going to do is we're going to come out 1, 2, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 more that way, and then 1, 2 more that way. Okay? Cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our hopper. We're just going to make an etho clock now. Okay? So 2 hoppers facing into each other. Some of you guys might not know how to do this, so I'm just going to do it. I know most of you are probably like, oh my god, I know how to do this. Well, that's good, but not everybody does. Okay, so we're going to put the comparators into blocks. We're going to put the dust on the side. We're going to take our 2 sticky pistons, right? We're going to put 1 sticky piston there, 1 sticky piston there, and then we're going to put our block right there. Now, what I suggest you do, the timing is perfect with this. Take 3 pieces, 3 full blocks, 3 full chunk blocks. I'm using dirt. And put it right there. Now we can go ahead, once that's all set up, now we can put the back. Now the clock is ready to go. We haven't put anything in it yet, so it doesn't matter. Actually, you know what? It does. Don't put this here until you fill everything up. Once you fill everything up, then you can go ahead and put this in here, because we don't want it to, as you're filling it, if it kicks over, it'll screw it up. Okay, and we definitely don't want that. So the ones that are up are the ones that still need to be filled. The ones that are not, the ones that are retracted. Here, just so you see what I'm talking about with this, see how this is down and it's not on? Let's take something out of this chest. We could have just taken 1, but look, now it's back up. Now it'll start going again. Okay? So that's how this whole thing works. This whole thing works based on the fact that this block is here. Once the chest is full, this drops it, and it doesn't matter how many times this clock goes off, this is not going to get activated. So you won't have anything here. Now, why do I have this chest here? Because for the Turtle Master one, the turtle shells, you can't stack them. So all I did in that regard was, instead of having this here, right, because that's the second ingredient, I just went ahead and I put a hopper here. You could break this block, and then I just put a double chest here. So you can really configure it how you want. And that would feed into that one, so now I can keep extras of those just like that. Okay, now let's talk about the on and off. Okay, how did I do that? Why did I do that? Whatever. So I put a lamp here so you know, like, this is off. When the light is on, that means the system, everything drops. Oh, I didn't hook this one up yet, but everything drops. Okay, so all I did for that was this is the middle pole. You can hook it up wherever you want. Okay, you just take a signal out of that, and the whole thing is you want to turn this torch off without having to wait for the comparator to do it. Okay, so all I did was I pulled the signal out of it. Okay, and you want to make sure nothing crosses over here too, because you also have this torch to worry about. So what I did to combat that was I just put a repeater so this doesn't interfere, and then a block so the torch doesn't interfere with it, and then I just took the signal out of it. And then everything else underneath, you just want to make sure that this torch is always off. Okay, unless it's filled up. If it's filled up, that's a different story. If it's filled up, it's going to be on no matter what, right? And nothing that's done down here is going to influence that. I'm sorry, no, you want this off no matter what. Yeah, you want that off no matter what. Once this is on, if this is on, then you want to make sure that everything is off. So just turn it on when you do it, and then it's easier to remember it that way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to connect everything. You can kind of see how it is, right? You can kind of see how everything is here. So basically, I took the signal from this because we have this repeater powering this block. That turns it off this way, but you can also pull signals from that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we want to pull the signal. Hold on. We want to pull the signal from this one. So what we're going to have to do is put a piece of redstone dust there with a block into a repeater. And now we just want to do a little torch wall to go up into that. So let's get ourselves some torches. And boom. Okay, so you just want to make sure that's off. It's just as simple as 3 torches. Okay, and then you can just keep taking the signal out of that and going this way with it. So let's see, how would we do this one? Yeah, so this one you just want to come from this way. Okay, so for this one, for the next one, you'd want to go that way. Maybe walk it, maybe go down with it like that. And go like this. As long as, whenever, by the time you get to the next one, as long as you're able to figure out a way to go underneath it and turn this one off, you're good. Okay, it's a little tricky to do it unless we have a whole one going down. But you can kind of see how it is from here, right? You can kind of see what I did for those 2 out of there. Or actually, you can even put the signal right there. Yeah, that's probably smarter. You can put the signal right like that. Okay, but anyway, that's that. So now once we turn this off, the ones that still need to go, pop back up, right? Because we don't have anything in this one yet. This one is full, so it should be off. It is. This one we took stuff out of. If we put it back in, whoops. If we put it back in, it'll go down, and then this one is still brewing as well for the Turtle Master. Okay, so it's awesome. It'll just keep running on its own. Anytime you take it out, it'll just refill. The only thing you have to do, like I said, is make sure you keep the water bottles, the ingredients, obviously, and this filled. Now, I don't have sensors for these 2. I don't have indicator lights. Well, not for this one. This one will tell you when you are completely out of those. And I don't have it for the ingredients. You're just going to have to kind of figure that one out on your own. But again, the bottom one here. So this is the bottom one. This is going to be for your, where is it? This is going to be for your nether wart. Right, so you'd fill that up. Fill the nether wart up. This bottom one over here is going to be for your next ingredient. So I don't know. Let's see what we want to do. We want to do, oh, you know what? Let's get a gas tier. What is this? Regen, I believe. And then I don't remember if it's redstone or glowstone dust. Let's just say glowstone dust. And we put that in there. Okay. First, what you want to do when you fill up the blaze powder, make sure you put a whole stack in there first, And the reason is because this one is locked. Okay, this blaze powder right here is always going to be locked, and it won't unlock until the system itself turns off. I know it's kind of weird, but just fill it up. They go a long way. I mean, they last a long time anyway. Just keep a few extras in here. And then all of your water bottles would go in here. I do suggest you fill this up until this double chest is filled. So just get yourself a bunch of water bottles, do a little water stream right here really quickly, and do it that way. But for the purposes of this video, let's just do another stack, and then we can activate it. Okay, so now let's come back up here, and let's go ahead and let's activate the system. So once this thing, yeah, see, it's almost done. So you'll see everything flash really quick. And boom. So now we should have something brewing in here. You got your nether wart. Next up is going to be your gas tier and your glowstone dust. Okay, it's going to drop out. First it'll go in. Oh, you're always going to have one. Yeah, you're going to have one water bottle immediately that falls through. That's okay. By the way, this thing is going to do one at a time. It's not going to do all three at a time. I just wanted to keep it compact and to get all three to fall out and have the delay. It's just too much back here. So that is the only drawback. But, you know, again, just if you keep your system full, you're not, I mean, when are you ever really going to use this many potions? Oh, yeah, the mundane, because I forgot, because the system had screwed up with this one. Yeah, cool. Okay, so let's just come over here. Let's just wait for the potion to come out. And when is the system going to be finished? Ah, okay, it's almost halfway done. And our potions are done. So that's awesome. All right, so I'm going to take that regen really quick. I'm going to put it up there. I'm also going to drop it in here. And you'll see, just flicked. And the next one is brewing. And you should have one in there. Perfect. So there you go. That's your fully automatic system. Now again, if you're walking away, if you know you're going to unload this, I do suggest you just turn that system off really quick. Anything that's already in there will brew. It's not going to affect the stuff that's already brewing. So you're not going to screw it up. The only thing it is going to do is drop everything else down. So no matter how many times it goes off, it doesn't set it off. Okay, so just I highly suggest adding this here. I think it's just really good because if you, let's say you're in the middle of brewing something and you unload something and then you come back in and it goes off again, if it's in the middle of brewing, it could screw it up. You're going to end up dispersing more ingredients on top of ingredients that are already there when the bottles haven't left yet. So keep that in mind. Super important. All right. Anyway, that's going to do for me, guys. Until next time, Captain Obvious out. Peace.